Welcome to Community Forum. Today is June 7th, 2023. I'm Priscilla Almquest Olsen, your host, and today it gives me a great deal of pleasure to welcome a very talented, many-faceted person who is going to be presenting a program Saturday, June 10th at the Queeset House from 2 o'clock to 3:30. And I hope that you and your children will have the time to visit and enjoy this very interesting program. And it's called Still Negra, and it has to do with, it's the name of a coloring book that she designed. She's an artist as well, and it's just an amazing book for your children to see. And there'll be a book signing. Each of these books cost $10. Really very beautiful, and so we have all kinds of fantastic photos, pictures in here, and for your kids to color. And anyway, I'm going to introduce you now, Vivian Webster. Welcome to Community Forum, and welcome to Easton. I understand you're in a border town in Mansfield.
So I live in the town of Mansfield, 15 minutes away, bordering town from Easton, and I have been here with my two kids for the past going on 7 years now. My background, I was originally in the market research field. Then I went into education. I'm a social worker. I work in education and the mental health sector of it, and just kids are my passion. I'm also a public official in the town of Mansfield. I represent the Mansfield School District as a school committee representative. I love it. I love to hear from parents, students. I love working with administration, and that's short version of what my background is.
Well, that's many faceted, and you certainly are interested in all aspects of life, and including your artistic background. And what led you to compose this coloring book?
So what led me, and while I'm talking, I'm going to find a particular page. What led me, some of the inspirations of this coloring book were my kids, Debbie Britt from the National Black Doll Museum, originally located in Mansfield, and just students, diverse students, diverse kids that I've come across throughout the years, who come from a mixed race background that don't know. Honestly, they don't know who they are. They don't know how to say who they are. And the first illustration that came to mind was "Don't touch my hair," because we hear a lot about African Americans or mixed race children who, when they're students and they're in school, we have people, they're curious. And this was actually the first illustration that went into the book when I started this, I want to say last March. And if you see the hands, to me, it's called "Don't Touch My Hair." And a lot of students were afraid to say those type of things. They have to know it's okay. And, you don't have to be rude about it. There's a way to be politically correct and nice and good to your peers at the same time. And we're setting boundaries at the same time. So that is what led me to this particular project.
There are boys and girls depicted in this coloring book, or are they just girls?
So for this particular coloring book, it's called Still Negra, and in Spanish, the word negra means black, and negra is the feminine form of the word black. So for right now, this coloring book is just girls and young women. They're hopefully soon I will be making one for our boys.
Okay. So, and it's for Black, brown, and interracial kids.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And so it seems to me that it's not just for little kids, it's also for teens and young adults.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And it looks like a fun project for you, but also wonderful for young people to see different girls in different modes.
Yes, absolutely. And as I stated earlier, I started this project over a year ago, last March, and life happens, right, Priscilla? So,
Right.
life takes a standstill. I have children, we have careers, we have other responsibilities in life. And my wanted outcome was to have this book finished by the end of the summer of last year. So, the end of 2022, that didn't happen. Um, and I believe it was February or March of this year, so 2023, I was invited to a fifth grade class to read a book of my choosing. And the book that I read was The Day You Begin. And so many times we inspire children and we don't know until they tell us, but a lot of times, and kids don't know this, but we are inspired as adults by the youth, by the young. And I had a 10-year-old girl, a fifth grade student, say to me, hey, can you come to my project that I'm doing? And I believe it was within 4 weeks because you inspired me. And that inspired me to finish this book. I believe, Priscilla, I think I had 8 pages left. And from March to the middle of April, within 6 weeks, those 8 pages were done. So she inspired me to finish this coloring book.
So have you dedicated the book to her?
I have not. The book was already kind of in completion with but I have some ideas with the next one.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. And so people do enter our lives and inspire us and motivate us. And I imagine your two children have done likewise. Tell us a little bit about them.
My two daughters, they're teenagers, 14 and 17, right? 14 and 17. They are of mixed race and they inspire me every day. They inspire me. They ask questions, and I have to remember today's world is not where we came from, right? Regardless of how old we are right now. The school age students right now, what they're going through, they just went through a whole pandemic. They experienced loss, they experienced isolation, they experienced having to be sent home for a cough. We didn't have to experience any of those things. I know we talk about the blizzard of '78 all the time. I didn't experience that, but I've heard about it a lot. But the students that went through the pandemic, I don't believe we'll ever experience anything like what they experienced. And my kids, this book brought us closer together. We were able to talk about things. We were able to be honest. And in going through the pages and sketching this out, I would ask them questions. Well, how does it make you feel when ABC happens in school? What do you feel like as a mixed race kid or as a Black kid that you are not supposed to do, or you're told that we do not do? So they inspired me, and I learned new things every day.
So your conversations with your children sparked a lot of the development of this book.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Do you have any dialogue in the book? Any written words?
There are no written words. Everything is just pictures, and it's like art, like Van Gogh. You look at a picture, and it actually tells a story. So for example, this one here, this is, and she can be whatever you want her to be. When I say Black, brown, and mixed colored girls, we can be Southeast Asian. You don't have to be African American or Caribbean Black or Hispanic. But what we're told all the time is that Black people don't go skiing. I don't know if you ever heard that, Priscilla, but Black people don't go skiing. Black people certainly do go skiing. I've been a few times. It's not my thing, but I've been, and you can go with your natural hair. You don't, you can be as happy as you want to be. So that's a story, because I know a lot of kids, when they see this, they're going to be like, we don't go skiing. So I try to tell a story in each of the pictures that are in this book.
So when the person reads the book, quote, reads.
Yes.
They supply their own words.
Absolutely.
And their own thoughts and their own reactions.
Yes.
One of them being, oh, I don't ski, but you know what? Maybe I should.
Right. Absolutely. Yes. If you want to be prom queen, if you want to be an astronaut, it does not matter. That is not just for a particular ethnic makeup or an ethnic background. Anybody can do it.
Mm.
Purple, orange, alien, anybody can do it. And we do, growing up, we hear a lot of words. We don't do that.
Mhm.
We don't go camping. And well, why not?
Mm.
And I just want to inspire, even though this current book is just, includes girls, even little boys and little girls, you can do anything you want. It doesn't matter. You want to be an astronaut. What color moon boots do you want?
Mm.
Let's
Right, and
inspire.
your race should not define your future.
Absolutely.
No, and I think that message is really playing out with your generation and also your children's.
Yes.
So tell me, what's in the future for you besides a sequel book for boys?
Right now, I'm happy where I'm at. When we're young, we always get asked, "Well, what do you want to be when you grow up?" When at that age, I wanted to be a choreographer, and I was a dancer for a while until I fractured my thumb, and dance career was over. As I became a teenager in my early 20s, Vivian, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I always said, I just want to be able to make a difference, and I feel like I have hit a space in my life, a moment in my life where I am making a difference. When I have a 10-year-old come to me and say, "You inspired me to do A, B, or C," that's all that matters to me. Like, it warms my soul to the bottom of my soul. It warms my soul. Me being afforded the opportunity to be a official on the Mansfield School Committee, I'm making a difference. And I'm not looking for any other higher aspirations. I'm just looking to motivate and transform lives.
Wonderful. Uh, and wouldn't we wish that everybody felt the way you do, and the world would be a safer place and a happier place? And I know that you're going to be influencing young people, not just with this book, but also with your commitment to your profession, helping children with mental health issues, as well as racial issues. And we have, interesting enough, here in Easton, we have a group called Raising Multicultural Kids. Have you heard about them?
I have heard.
Yeah. And Denise Barboza Lane is the executive director, and Kelly Lamb and her husband, Andy, are the parents of of interracial kids, and they are the founders of this organization. And they're doing wonderful work educating teachers. They have teachers from Bridgewater State who are involved in education, students who come and actually demonstrate how to in the classrooms in Easton, how to be a sensitive teacher, sensitive to the needs of interracial children and Black children and brown children. So they're doing a wonderful service, and I think it would be wonderful for you to get together with them.
Absolutely, I would love to, and that's really important. You have to meet students where they're at. A lot of Black and brown children, and I love the work, how you just explained it. A lot of Black and brown children, they get tacked on with non-compliance issues, but it's always something else, going on. It's always something else. It's not that the child's trying to be defiant or has unregulated behavior. We have to get to know our kids. As a teacher, I'm not a teacher, but as a teacher, you have to get to know your kid. It's not a one size fits all for every child. Every child is different.
Absolutely. And well, you certainly are a unique individual, Vivian.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being part of the show. And we look forward to wonderful things in the future from you. And I hope that you can join me in the future for another program.
I would love
especially when you've produced the coloring book for males, and
yes,
that would be fun. And also just to hear about the doll museum too. I know you're involved with that in Mansfield, And what the official title is African American Doll Museum?
So the official title is the National Black Doll Museum of History and Culture. Originally, it had been in Mansfield for years until COVID hit, where we had to shut down. I am a volunteer, one of the consultants, and I am also one of the coordinators to the Juneteenth event that we hold at Capron Park in Attleboro. This is the third year that we will be doing it. So event planning is under the umbrella of the National Black Doll Museum. The National Black Doll Museum, they still go on tours, they still do doll demonstrations, they still do speaking engagements. They're very much still around. All you have to do is reach out. There's just no physical location currently.
Okay, so we would look under what? Facebook? National Doll African?
So to reach out to the National Black Doll Museum, they have a social media presence. So on Facebook, you can just type in National Black Doll Museum and it will pop up for you. We do have a website. You can Google National Black Doll Museum. The Google information may say museum closed, but you can click the website, and the website is very much active and updated. You can type in Attleboro Juneteenth as well and get information for the Black Doll Museum as well.
Okay, because the Juneteenth event is one that people might certainly like to go and celebrate.
Yes, each year, I believe the first year we started with 300 residents came through all the towns: Attleboro, Mansfield, Boston, Providence, and each year, I think last year we probably had 500 people. So this year it will be on April 17th at Capron Park in Attleboro from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. It is free. We will have free food. We will have vendors. We will have African dancers, African steppers, singers, rappers, poets. We will have it all there. It will be an experience. The kids love it. Kids of all backgrounds. It's an amazing, very amazing thing to see everybody getting together and just enjoying time together.
So it's going to be quite a celebration.
Definitely.
Yes, with many talented artists
Yes.
participating. Now, Easton is also having I believe it's first Juneteenth.
Okay.
On the 19th of June, Monday, at 10 o'clock at the Civil War Monument, which was moved from the center of the Depot and Center Street, and moved to the side to facilitate better traffic. And so there'll be a rededication of the Civil War Monument, and at the same time, a celebration of Juneteenth on June 19th, which is the day of celebration. And Raising Multicultural Kids is providing a free lunch for everybody afterwards. So if you don't get to Attleboro, you can be right here at home in Easton and then celebrate Juneteenth. And that was the day that, was it Texas or Mississippi, when they learned 2 years after the end of the war, the Civil War, that they were free?
Yes, they had learned years after that they were really free, and that was that was Juneteenth is their celebration of becoming aware.
Yes, and that was the year was 1867, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you again, Vivian. And ECAT is going to be filming your program on Saturday, June 10th, from 2 o'clock to 3:30 at the Queesit House here in Easton, next to the Ames Free Library. And so I hope to see you there, and you will be able to see the program on ECAT, on Verizon and Comcast channels, but you also can see the program online. So remember, you can go and to Easton Cat, that's one word, eastoncat.org, and click on Community Forum to see this interview, but also you'll see the Vivian Webster's program, and it's called Still Negra.
Yes, it is.
And enjoy. So if you aren't available to come to the Queesit House on Saturday, you can certainly go see the program online or on your television. So thanks again. Thank you, Vivian, for joining me today.
Thank you, Priscilla.
And thank you for doing this wonderful work. And it will be continuing. And we look forward to meeting you again at another moment of creativity, commitment, and joy that you obviously have for working with people and especially children.
Thank you. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you for having me.
And those of you in the audience, until next time, Priscilla Almquest Olsen, be well.
There's a storm across the valley. The clouds are